So my name is Nishtha. I was born and brought up in Delhi. I am 22 and I am working as a front-end engineer at 1SM HQ. It is based in New York. It's called 1SM. The website is 1sm.io. My graduation was amazing. Like I mentioned, I have been dancing most of my life. So the reason I really wanted Venki was that they had a really great dance team. And so the first year and a half, I spent approximately 10 hours a day, at the very least, dancing and just working out and, prepping for fest season. So that was the single greatest experience I've ever had. Would not trade it for anything else. Apart from that, after those 1.5 years, I started interning in various different places. From my startup, I knew what fields there are. Like there's marketing, there's ops, there's sales, there's social media, and all of that. So HR. So I just wanted to explore all of them to figure out what my niche is, and thus I did, business development. I did PR, I did social media marketing, I did HR internships. I did multiple internships in that period, and nothing really clicked. So I was still on the lookout for, my passion and what my career would be. And in my graduation, I had took up the subject sociology and literature, and almost immediately after I took them, I knew that this is not something I want my career to be in. This is not something I want to pursue professionally for my entire life. So that was clear since the beginning. So I spent a lot of time looking for finding my passion, and I found it later once the pandemic hit. Yeah, I was interning at this travel startup based in Bangalore, Flynote. I had the most amazing time there also. I had a 4-month internship, and I joined as a salesperson, but eventually I was doing some PR and some social media for them, and it was great, and I would have continued my job if it weren't for the pandemic, since it was a travel startup and the travel industry was hit really hard. So they had to lay a lot of people off. I mean, most of the people off, and I was one of them. And so that's when I was like, okay, now I do not have any direction in my life, and there's a pandemic. What do I do? And just before that, I don't know how relevant this is, but just before the pandemic, so April 25th and all was March 25th and all was lockdown. Just before that, on 16th, I'd come back from Bali. It was my first international trip. I had went to Bali with my friends, and it was a birthday trip. And there I noticed a lot of people, living their digital nomad life, wherein they all had remote jobs, and, they were earning well in their own countries or from wherever they were working. And they were just living there on the beach here and there. And it was just amazing. I was so, let's just say intrigued, and I was so impressed, and I was like, I have to do this. So as soon as I got back, I was also laid off because of the pandemic. And then I was like, I need to find something that allows me to work remotely and pays me well and just gives me freedom to travel, because that's what I want to do. And that's when I was also again exploring and just looking at things, and I stumbled upon coding. So, like I mentioned, I was trying to look for something that, allows me to travel and pays me well so that I can sustain myself wherever I go. So I have a lot of friends who are engineers, and even my brother was doing a similar course. He's in the United States, he lives in US. He was doing a similar course, and he was like, you know what, you can't do it. And he always does this. I mean, it's a thing with us that if he ever wants me to do something, he's going to challenge me to do it, and then I'm going to do it out of spite. So he was like, you can't even do this. And I'm like, watch me. So I was like, you know what, let me do it. And then I spent a few days, like few weeks, just coding online and spending, and I realized that I would spend hours on end without even realizing that I've spent so much time. So that's when I figured that okay, this is something that interests me, this is challenging for me, and this is something I can probably pick up. And that's when I started looking for courses that would allow me to learn everything from scratch, and Masai just seemed like the perfect option because they had a 30-week program. A lot of other boot camps were 12 to 24 weeks, and I thought that kind of time may be good for people with some sort of technical background, but not me. So I needed something that was more intense and extensive. So that's why Masai seemed like the perfect option with the 30-week and from scratch program, and that's when I applied for it. So initially, I remember just going one day at a time. I would wake up at 8:30. I would be on my table by 9, and then I would be here till 7-8 p.m. And then I would just do that again every single day. And I was like, one day more. That's how I did it. I read somewhere that you can do anything for 10 seconds and then 10 seconds again and then 10 seconds again. So I did that with one day. So you can do anything for one day and then again and then again and then again. But then I got used to it, and it wasn't like it was super tough. It was just different from what I was used to. I was living a pretty lazy and chill and laid back life before that, and so it was a hit in the face. But it was just so invigorating, and I felt like I was learning a lot every single day.